Hi everyone, I'm building an event planning app from scratch using Rust and without using any UI framework. I'll be doing this all out in the open, building in public, so that you can see the entire process from the first line of code to the final product. So why an event planning app? Well, my friend and I started organizing events recently and it's been a lot of fun. However, one thing that did not sit well with me was how much Eventbrite charged per ticket sales without adding any substantial value to the planning and all the work going into organizing the event. So I thought, why not build my own ticket selling app? I have bigger plans for that app than just selling tickets, but that's a good starting point. Honestly, from a business perspective, building this app doesn't make a lot of sense. But it's a fantastic learning opportunity and I want to experiment with new technology. And I always wanted to build something in public and share my learnings. Not only will it keep me accountable, but also I hope to receive feedback from you guys. To make this project both challenging and educational, I've set a few hard rules that I will be following throughout the development process. First, I'm using a new programming language. After some consideration, I decided to go with Rust. It's known for its safety and performance, and I've heard it's rough to pick up as a language, so I'm curious about it. Second, I'm avoiding every UI framework libraries. That means no React, Angular, or Svelte. Instead, I will be focusing on lightweight solutions that keep the front end as simple as possible. And finally, there must be some server-side rendering. I'm used to building client-side render apps, so I want to see the challenge that comes with rendering from the server. Before going over the final tech stack I chose, let's talk about what the version 0.1 of the app will look like. This will be the prototype with minimal feature and an incomplete design. Something functional that will help me familiarize with the new tech stack. So I decided to start with 5 simple features. First is organizer account management, so the ability to create and manage an organizer account. Next is event creation, so organizer should be able to create events, modify them, and see the details. Next is the organizer event page, so that's a page for the organizer to view all the created events. Fourth is sharing, so a user should be able to send a unique link to other people so that they can view the event details. And finally is the ability to attend to a specific event, so a user should be able to attend with the name and email. Okay, so now let's talk about the tech stack. The main programming language will be Rust. I'm excited to see how easy or hard is it to create a web server with Rust, but for the UI I will be using a templating language called Askama. From my research, it's purpose-built for Rust and has great compatibility. Because I need client-side interactivity, I will also be using HTMX because the internet told me it's great. I wanted to use PlanetScale as my database solution, but they removed their feature, so I'm going with Supabase, a good Firebase alternative. I will also be using Auth0 because I really don't want to waste too much time on authentication. And that's all for the prototype. I might end up using more tools like Tailwinds for CSS, but I think this is a good start. So let's start building. I've been learning Rust for the past few days, and I'm not going to lie, it has been very frustrating. But I'm starting to like it slightly. So far, I've set up the web server with ArtistWeb, a powerful Rust library. The setup was pretty much straightforward. I followed the documentation and had a Hello World app running very quickly. One thing that I love about Rust is the package manager. Rust libraries are called crate, and you can manage your crates with Cargo. It's very similar to NPM in the JavaScript ecosystem, so that's awesome. But this is where the frustration starts. I spent 30 minutes trying to figure out how to export and import functions from a subfolder. And this is because the module system in Rust is different from what we have in Python and other programming language. Most people are familiar with the file tree model for importing and exporting module. So if we take this file tree in a JavaScript project, the API module can use the relative path to import the util module. But with Rust, the compiler doesn't see the file tree, but rather a module tree. And from this current file tree, the only module seen by the Rust compiler is the create module, which is basically the main file. With Rust, there is no implicit mapping from the file tree to the module tree, so we need to build the module tree explicitly. We can declare module in the root folder in the main file using the mod keyword, and now this module is visible in the module tree. For module in subfolder, Rust look at the mod.rs file in the subfolder that will list all the module in that folder. So we need to create a mod.rs file and list all the submodule. Then we can declare the folder itself as a module in the main file. With this, your module tree should be similar to your file tree, and you should be ready to go. Another source of frustration for me was that solution providers like Auth0, Firebase, and Stripe don't offer Rust SDK. This was the first moment where I thought I was probably making a mistake choosing Rust for this project. Auth0 not having a Rust SDK is fine, I can handle that. But Stripe not having an official wallet either? That's a bit of a bummer. This is a big deal for me because payment will be a cornerstone feature of the app, and I want to make sure that I'm using the best tool for the job and limit the potential point of failure. And having an SDK just gives me peace of mind when I'm interacting with the APIs. But I will worry about it later. Okay, I will stop this video here. In the next video, we will dive into the Auth0 setup and build the authentication flow. I will also share more about Rust, the borrow checker, and the ownership model, which are also great source of frustration. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.